So getting right into it in regards to like what I'll usually eat in a day. So when I wake up in the morning, I wake up, I'd say at around 5:45 a.m. to around 6 a.m. I don't eat. I'll drink water, of course, and I won't eat until around 11. It'll be around from the hours of 11, 12, or 1, or sometimes 10 a.m., right? And this is usually after my workout, an hour or so after my workout. And what my first meal of the day will consist of is oatmeal and eggs. So I'll have a bowl of oatmeal, and what will be in the oatmeal will usually consist of like raisins, blueberries, banana, strawberry, like mix of frozen fruits and honey and maybe some protein powder if I'll have that in there. Recently, I have been kind of changing the way I've been eating, so it's not super consistent. But for the past 2 years now, close to 3 years now, I've basically just been eating eggs and oatmeal every single morning, right? And I'll have my eggs usually sunny side up with salt and pepper. That's about it. And I'll have about like 3 to 4 eggs on average, maybe two. I'd say 2 to 4 eggs on average every morning. And like I said, I like to cook them sunny side up, but sometimes I'll just fry them together. And sometimes I'll have them with a couple of strips of turkey bacon. And then maybe like here and there I'll have an avocado on the side with the eggs. In terms of in terms of breakfast, or at least my first meal of the day, which like I said is around the hours of 10 to sometime all the way to sometimes even 1 p.m., right? I just have a bowl of oatmeal and eggs, just for the most part. And then for dinner, or just my second meal, which I'll eat at around from the hours of, I'd say, 7 p.m. to as late as 9, maybe even 10, just depending on how things go, how my day goes. And that will most of the time consist of rice, some type of protein, and vegetables. That's just usually just about it. I like to squeeze like some lime in there. I might even slice up an avocado again and put that in there. So like in terms of the protein, it'll be like what, chicken, shrimp, fish, maybe beef, just depending on what I put in there. Sometimes even eggs again. One of the pictures I'm gonna have is like a screenshot from like a video, that a short video that I did, but I don't usually like take a lot of pictures of my food. A lot of the food I'll eat will also just be like my dad's cooking, which is gonna consist of mostly like rice, vegetables, and chicken, right? If not chicken, some type of protein. But for the past couple of days, for about 7 days, I was only eating just fruit. So I'll put some pictures of that on the screen, of kind of like the diet I was kind of having. So my first meal would be like after my workout, and it might be hours after my workout. So I could like work out at around 8 a.m., 10 a.m., and then I won't eat until 1, 2, maybe even 3. And I would have like just one meal. As of right now, I'm not really doing that. That was just kind of like a something for detoxing and cleaning out my system. So I would just kind of have like around like what, 6 to 8 fruit, and I would just have that as one meal for about a week or so. And I also practice fasting, right? So intermittent fasting, or just even just abstaining from eating, which is very important, right? I don't believe that we should just be eating, first thing in the morning or whatever the case may be. Now, sometimes I will just eat like, some oatmeal or fruit in the morning after I wake up. If I don't know, if I just want to do that, and I don't find too much of an issue with it, but I will find that it is going to kind of slow me down, like physically and mentally. And I kind of notice a difference within my workouts. And so I only eat 2 meals. I don't worry too much about if I'm getting enough enough of this, enough of that, right? I already eat like a lot of eggs. You know, if I'm not having any like, you know, chicken or any other source of protein later in the day, I'll just eat more eggs. So like I might have like 8 eggs in one day. Some people have like 10, some people have 30 eggs in one day, but I'd say just on average, like 4 to 6 eggs a day is fine. It has like just a lot of nutrients and stuff like that. And oatmeal, I eat oatmeal a lot because it's just like it's a complex carb. It's easy to just like put on weight. You know, and then of course like you can mix it up, right? It's like pizza. You can put whatever toppings you want. And I really just like to have like a bunch of assorted fruits within it, and then sometimes cinnamon and honey. And peanut butter. Peanut butter. Yes, that's very important. Peanut butter. I put peanut butter almost in, you know, in my oatmeal almost all the time. Yeah, and then when it comes to like, you know, later in the day, I'll eat. Yeah, I'll just eat. I'll make sure I'll have vegetables within like the dinner or the last meal of the day. You know, of course, they're gonna be cooked. Sometimes I'll have a salad instead of eating like rice or whatever the case may be. It just really depends on like, you know, what meal I'm going to be having that day, or you know what my dad cooks or what I cook or whatever the case may be, right? Sometimes I might only even eat like one meal because 1 meal a day, because I might be too busy when it comes to just work in school, mostly just school. And like, you know, I kind of have to end up sacrificing mealtime just so I can make sure I get these assignments done. And I don't feel an issue at all. I feel fine, right? Some like the in the recent couple of weeks, I've been practicing a lot more intense fasting. So example today, right, I did not eat at all, so I'm going to be doing a 36-hour fast. So when eat tomorrow, it's going to be at around in the morning at around 10, 10 maybe 11. And then, you know, I've just been kind of just like practicing fasting a lot because you have to give your system a break every now and then. I would not recommend doing a 36-hour fast like, you know, every other day or something like that. I would recommend it like once a week, right? Especially if you've like never fasted before. If you've never fasted before, do intermittent fasting. You know, where it's like, you know, you wake up, you don't eat, and you eat later in the day, right? You have like a feeding window, and then over time you can kind of like move that feeding window and decrease it, whatever, whichever. And at some point you're going to be able to kind of control how you get hungry and when you get hungry, so that way you're not eating all the time, which is going to make your blood sugar level spike and insulin go up, and then that's how people get type 2 diabetes or leaky gut syndrome or just any other problems when it comes to their body and health. I find that a lot of times when I overeat, I get sick. And the next day, you know, depending on how, like, let's say a week of like overeating or something or inconsistent eating, I'll get sick, and then I don't want to eat at all. My body makes sure that I have like no appetite at all. And the next day I feel like, you know, just fine. So a lot of how like our health goes, like when it comes to just our diet, that it has everything to do with it, right? Whatever we put in our mouth is what we're gonna get out. And if we put like, you know, disgusting, nasty foods that taste good in our system, then we're gonna get like, you know, those disgusting, nasty feelings and thoughts and, you know, bodily functions and stuff like that. We're gonna end up living a much lower quality of life. And you know, that's one thing with the way I eat, right? I eat the same thing every day because I know exactly what I'm doing with each meal, and it's not hard to cook or prepare. So it's just easy for me to eat, like, you know, at least, you know, every day in the morning, oatmeal, or, you know, after I work out, oatmeal and eggs, oatmeal and eggs, oatmeal and eggs. My girlfriend, she thought I was crazy. She thought I was literally insane for doing that for like 3+ years. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.